An elite assassin wakes up in a Tokyo hospital with lethal radioactive poison burning through her veins. She has exactly 24 hours left to live. Jacked up on stolen adrenaline stimulants, this dying hitwoman declares a one-woman war against the city's deadliest Yakuza syndicate to find her killer. But to reach her ultimate target, she must form an unlikely alliance with the rebellious teenage niece of the very crime boss she was sent to assassinate. Can she exact her bloody revenge? Or will the poison claim her first? Neon lights reflect off a scope as assassin Kate locks onto her target. Perched above the streets of Osaka, her finger rests lightly on the trigger of her rifle. Handler Varric speaks through her earpiece, calculating the trajectory. He reminds her a missed shot means 7 years of tracking this Yakuza boss will vanish. Kate hasn't missed a single mark in 12 years, but as she prepares to fire, her blood runs cold. A young girl unexpectedly steps into the crosshairs, standing beside the target. Kate immediately calls for an abort, citing her strict code against collateral damage involving children. Varric refuses. He overrides her protests, barking at her to take the shot before the window closes. Reluctantly, Kate pulls the trigger. The bullet drops the target instantly. The young girl is left screaming in terror. 10 months later, the trauma of that night still haunts Kate. Meeting Varric in an alley, she confesses her guilt. She wants to retire to experience a normal life. Varric is highly skeptical that a lifelong killer can just walk away, but Kate is resolute. She promises to complete one final job in Tokyo before hanging up her rifle forever. On the eve of her final mission, Kate sits at a luxurious hotel bar, nursing a glass of Margot wine. A charismatic stranger named Steven strikes up a conversation, mocking her untouched drink and breaking the ice with his charm. Craving human connection, Kate takes him back to her room. They spend a passionate night together, but duty calls. While Steven sleeps, she slips out into the dark city to eliminate her mark. She sets up her sniper nest, waiting for a target arriving in a black sedan. But as she peers through the scope, something goes wrong. Her vision blurs. Her hands tremble, and severe nausea brings her to her knees. She misses her 10-second window. The bodyguards spot the laser sight and swarm the area. Violently ill, Kate hijacks a car, tearing through the crowded streets. Her vision swims until she crashes violently, blacking out. Kate awakens in a sterile hospital room. A grim-faced doctor delivers a devastating diagnosis. She hasn't just suffered a dizzy spell. She has been subjected to acute radiation syndrome. Someone slipped lethal polonium-204 into her system. The radiation is tearing through her body, and she has 24 hours left to live. Refusing to die quietly, Kate steals a gun from an unwary guard. She forces the terrified medical staff to load up syringes with powerful stimulants, pumping the adrenaline into her veins to keep her failing body upright. Kate knows exactly who had the opportunity to poison her. She kicks down the door of Steven's apartment, catching him completely off guard with his girlfriend. Throwing him to the floor, she demands answers. Steven is terrified, crying out that he didn't know it was lethal poison. He was told it was just a roofie, so they could rob her. Pressured with a gun, Steven confesses that a Yakuza lieutenant named Kazuo Sato forced him to spike the wine. Sato promised to wipe Steven's debts clean if he did it. Seeing that Steven is just a pawn desperate for a new life, Kate spares him. Her next stop is a secret rendezvous with Varric. She tells him about the poisoning and demands to know the identity of her missed target. Varric reveals the mark was Kojima, the ruthless head of Tokyo's most powerful crime syndicate. Furthermore, Kojima is the older brother of the man Kate assassinated in Osaka. Varric suspects Kojima orchestrated the poisoning as revenge. Fueled by pure adrenaline, Kate tracks Sato to a neon-drenched Yakuza club called the Black Lizard. She doesn't sneak in. She walks right through the front door, unleashing a storm of bullets. She guns down Sato's men in a brutal, close-quarters massacre. She corners a bleeding Sato, demanding Kojima's location, but Sato insists nobody knows where the boss hides. Kate executes him, interrogating the last surviving thug. She learns that the only person who can lure Kojima out is his young niece, Ani. Kate tracks the rebellious teenager to a loud punk rock concert. She forcefully kidnaps Ani, dragging the cursing girl out into the street. Needing leverage, Kate orders Ani to call Kojima. Ani explains she can't reach her uncle directly. She has to go through his top advisor, Renji. Kate takes the phone and delivers a chilling ultimatum to Renji. Bring Kojima to the Morikawa marketplace in 1 hour, or the girl dies. Ani scoffs at the plan, bitterly revealing that Kojima doesn't care about her at all. They arrive at the bustling marketplace, but Kojima is a no-show. Instead, Renji sends a hit squad, led by a vicious enforcer named Shinzo, to eliminate them. Chaos erupts as Shinzo's men open fire into the crowd. Kate shoves Ani to safety and engages in a desperate, bloody shootout, taking down the assassins one by one. Ani tries to run but is cornered by Shinzo. To her absolute horror, Shinzo raises his gun, revealing that he isn't there to rescue her. He was ordered to kill her. Just as Shinzo pulls the trigger, Kate intervenes, brutally executing him and saving Ani's life. The reality crushes the young girl. Her own family ordered her death as part of a ruthless internal power struggle. With nowhere else to turn, a traumatized Ani latches onto Kate. Despite her fading strength and worsening sickness, Kate realizes she cannot abandon the girl. She injects herself with another stolen stimulant, pushing back the encroaching darkness. Ani, desperate for revenge against the men who abandoned her, offers a crucial piece of intel. She knows exactly where to find Renji. Ani tells Kate that Renji can be found at an ultra-luxurious penthouse belonging to his boyfriend Jojima. Using Ani's knowledge of the building's layout, they bypass the heavy lobby security and sneak in through the service entrance. Ani creates a distraction, allowing Kate to slip into the penthouse. Inside, she finds Jojima, a skilled and deadly fighter in his own right. The two engage in a vicious brawl. Jojima nearly gains the upper hand, slashing wildly, but Kate's sheer determination overpowers him. Ani bursts into the room, just in time to see Kate deliver the fatal blow. The violence is too much for Ani, and she suffers a massive panic attack. Kate drops her hardened exterior, pulling the terrified girl into a comforting embrace, guiding her to breathe and focusing her attention until the panic subsides. Searching Jojima's body, Ani discovers his cell phone, which contains a live GPS tracker linked to Renji. The duo intercepts Renji's convoy on a deserted stretch of highway. Kate unleashes hell, systematically neutralizing Renji's heavily armed guards until the cowardly advisor is completely isolated. Dragging him from the wreckage, Kate demands to know where Kojima is. Terrified by the unstoppable assassin and Ani's furious screaming, Renji breaks. He confesses that Kojima is hiding at their old ancestral family home in the Hadazaka Hills. Having extracted the information, Kate lets Renji live. She dials Varric, informing him she found Kojima and intends to finish the job before her body gives out. She tells him to look for her corpse at the estate, effectively saying goodbye. Knowing this is a suicide mission, Kate refuses to take Ani with her. She shares an emotional moment, urging the teenager to let go of anger and live a happy life. Kate walks away, leaving a heartbroken Ani behind. Kate arrives at the sprawling, traditional Japanese estate. Her body is deteriorating, but she pushes forward. To her surprise, there are no guards. She finds Kojima sitting calmly in a quiet meditation room. Kojima doesn't reach for a weapon. He asks if she knows the truth about Osaka. The revelation hits Kate like a physical blow. Kojima explains that he never ordered the hit on her. It was Renji who orchestrated the entire conspiracy. Renji wanted to usurp Kojima and wipe out his bloodline to take total control. To achieve this, Renji forged a secret alliance with Varric. Varric betrayed Kate, poisoning her because he needed a sacrificial pawn to cement his new partnership. Outside, Ani is wandering the streets when she is approached by Varric. Varric manipulates the vulnerable girl, twisting the truth to break her trust. When Kate stumbles out of the estate, she is horrified to see Varric standing with Ani. Varric coldly reveals that Kate is the assassin who murdered Ani's father in Osaka. The betrayal shatters Ani. Overcome with grief and rage, she aims a gun at Kate and fires, the bullet grazing Kate as Ani jumps into Varric's car and speeds away. Kate collapses, but Kojima refuses to let her die without justice. He provides her with one final, massive dose of stimulants, granting her a temporary surge of energy. Kate and Kojima rally the remaining loyal forces and launch an assault on Renji's headquarters. The final battle is a symphony of destruction. Kate fights with the ferocity of a dying star, fueled by pure rage. She blasts through Renji's mercenaries, absorbing punishment as she carves a bloody path through the facility. Kojima corners the traitorous Renji in an indoor garden. In a swift duel, Kojima cleanly beheads him. Kate finally bursts into the top-floor office, coming face-to-face with the man who raised her and ultimately betrayed her. Varric is holding Ani at gunpoint, using the girl as a human shield. There are no more words left to say. In a lightning-fast draw, both assassins raise their weapons and fire simultaneously. Varric takes a fatal shot to the stomach, collapsing to the floor in agony. Kate, critically wounded and fully consumed by the radiation, falls to her knees. Ani breaks free from Varric's grasp and rushes to Kate's side. The anger in her eyes is replaced by profound sorrow as she helps the dying woman walk out onto the rooftop, overlooking the glowing neon skyline of Tokyo. Kate rests her head on Ani's shoulder. She sheds a single tear as her heart finally slows, stopping completely. Kate finds her peace, dying in the arms of the only true family she ever had. Subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications for more recaps.